How did we sell the house for $450,000 more than the neighbor just a month or two before? Well, I'm Jim.
And I'm Vickie.
And we're with the Bishop team. We're going to explain to you what we do specifically to get our sellers more money, even if it's against their neighbors. So let's start with what happened when our seller, who was a past client at 22971 Stoneridge, gave us a call and said, hey, I've got another sale that I need to make. Can you help me? And we said, sure.
Of course.
So the first thing we did, we went through and her son, we won't mention his name, was living in the house and it looked like a fraternity house.
Well, I mean, he just graduated from college, so I mean, that's fair. Fair is fair.
So Vickie, what do we do to get a house ready to sell it?
So this house is a beautiful house, over 3,500 square feet of absolute splendor. Original family owned the house, so it had been lived in for many years and the family had grown up there. With that being said, this happens in a lot of homes that we sell. We all accumulate furniture and things that we thought were great, and they are great, but they may not be today's designer style great. So the owner and I walked the house and really decided on about 75% of the furniture that was gonna go away. And in that, we got a contractor. He took all the furniture out of the house and into the garage. We thinned it all out. We did get new carpet in the house to make it look fresh. And then we rearranged the furniture. Each bedroom had a great bed. We have brand new bedspreads on them, made it look fresh and youthful and fun, beautiful pillows. Really brought the home from what was a family home where people had, lived and there had been dogs and swimming parties and sports parties and all of that, to something that looked like a model home. And the home looked in top-notch, beautiful shape within a very short amount of time.
So after the home is ready, the next step is to get our photographers in there and let them do their job. We do multi-dimensional lighting for their still photos, drone photography, walk-through live videos. It really helps capture the feeling of the home and the great features of it. So in the case of Stoneridge, we had this really cool backyard. So we wanted to capture that. There's a waterfall slide and the jacuzzi spills over into the pool. So we did some great shots of that. You could see Lake Mission Viejo in the background. So some of our drone photography captured the view out there as well as the setting in the neighborhood and how it looked out to the Saddleback Mountains in the front, the lake in the back. Wanted to capture all that so we would help drive as many buyers as possible who wanted to come check out that view.
The marketing and photography is so important these days because the old curb appeal, when people drove up and looked at a house, that doesn't happen anymore. Now it happens online when people are clicking through their phones and looking at photos and pictures and grabbing their attention onto your house and this Stoneridge property with this amazing entertainer's backyard was key in selling Stoneridge and really opening it up and letting people see what this property was about.
So our next step was to have a mega open house, our grand opening for the home, and by advertising it through the videos and the pictures and the 3D tours and spreading the word all over Southern California, from LA to San Diego, we got hundreds of people to come check out the home.
Hundreds. I think we were about 400 people that we got through the house. And let me tell you, this one was really fun. And every home is extremely unique in how we market it. But since there's an entertainer's yard here, and in the case of this property, you walk in and there's double doors that go out through the dining room and double doors that go out through the family room to this beautiful backyard. We had everything opened up. We had beverages that we were serving and tacos and tequila and oh my goodness, we had everything. It was so much fun. It was a beautiful, beautiful time and really created that flow of what it would be like to own this house and have a party. Now, funny, we had over 400 people. The particular day that the open house was, it was very, very windy that day. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Like one of the windiest days ever. This is a little tidbit of information. So we had things flying all over the place and everybody was laughing and going out in the backyard and holding onto their hats and eating some chips and tequila and stuff. And just really, you could have a party and it could be windy. So you got to go with the flow, sell what you have. And in this case, it was an entertainer's yard.
So after everybody came through the open house and we had those buyers showing scheduled, we then started to negotiate or pre-negotiate with the different agents who were submitting offers. And we generated over a dozen offers on this home. A lot of them were very good. All but one was over the asking price. And from there, then we get into the negotiation, and that's the key. That's the next step that really makes a difference, is getting the seller the best deal negotiated so that her needs could be met.
So what does that mean exactly, we get into the negotiations? Well, I'll tell you from my perspective, this guy right here, he never stops. Also, every client and every buyer had every single opportunity to buy that house, down to the winner.
Yep, and every seller's a little different. This seller, she needed some unique things. Her son was living there, so we had to give him time to move out. The funds obviously were important to her, but there were other factors that we had to negotiate in so that her needs were met, and ultimately we were able to accomplish that, and she was pleasantly surprised.
So winner, winner, chicken dinner. We get an accepted offer. Amazing price, everybody's happy, buyer is happy, seller is happy, Jim is happy, Vickie is happy because Jim is eating dinner again downstairs instead of being in his office till midnight, and things are going smoothly, and the buyer got engaged.
Yep, and that introduced a separate set of eyes that when they went through the disclosures, they changed their mind and said the house isn't going to work for them. So
that was very sad. I mean, actually, the buyer was extremely distraught. Very difficult for him to do because he wanted the house so badly.
We canceled that escrow. Then we went back to all the buyers that had been through it, gave them a new opportunity, as well as
lucky for those buyers.
As well as reaching out to new buyers. We were able to find a new buyer. And unfortunately for them, they ended up paying $105,000 than the first buyer, so the seller was happy.
More than the first buyer. So just those few days and that week and that hard, intense work, we got the price up another $105,000. And while it was very sad to lose the first buyer, and that first buyer was very sad himself and crying a river of tears, second buyer came in and he's as happy as a cupcake now in that house.
One of the other events in escrow for Stoneridge was the inspection. The buyer is typically going to order what's called a third-party inspector. It's an inspector. They're not licensed, by the way, so you can't say I want a licensed one versus non. The inspector is going to come and check out the major systems of the home: heating, electrical, air, plumbing, windows. They'll go in the attic and look at the structure, see if there's any settlement, if doors are not closing, and things like that. The basic functions of the home. It's a statement of the condition of the home. It's not a fix-it list, because what they're doing is inspecting to today's code. Well, if a house was built 10 years ago, the code changes every couple of years, so there might be things that weren't made to code, but are still fine and acceptable.
So as you can see, not every home is the same in the way that it sells or what happens. And let me tell you, it is a bumpy road. It isn't all smooth selling. It really never is. There's always something that happens, and it's very important that you have us on your side to keep the calm waters and to make sure that everything is taken care of on your behalf. And if you are looking to sell, please give us a call, because we want to fight for you on your behalf and get you the most money that you can get on your home.
Who you work with matters, and that's why you need to call experts like us who can help navigate the rough waters that most markets bring to a seller like you.
Ring, ring. Hi, Jim Bishop. Ring, ring. Get me more money. Okay, we'll see you soon.